Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Thursday the 21st, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, decent time frame, got the dog outside, got her taken care of, went ahead and jumped in the hot tub for a little bit. Wife got off to work without issue, everything went smooth there. Basically chilled out, got out of the tub, got the dog fed, and it's all good. Notice we're running really low on food. They pick the dog up tomorrow, midday, whatever. So it looks like they're gonna have a small breakfast meal late tonight. I have to cut the meal back a little bit. I've got a little extra food, but I don't want to make any chance of messing up their stomach. So yeah, it's one of the things I tell people, all my clients all the time, bring extra food. Like, especially this is like a cup, has a mark on it that you're supposed to like have this much, per meal, which is fine. But if I'm a little bit above that line and you gave me exactly the, 11 meals I needed or whatever, then what the hell? Also, if your flight gets delayed, one of your upstairs appendix has to go to the hospital. Now your dog's eating different food. It's going to have diarrhea most likely, all that good fun stuff. So I just can't understand, like, whatever food's left, I'll give back to you. It's not like I'm trying to steal food from you. Like, it's so dumb. So yeah, I tell people over and over again, but a handful of people don't listen. Some of them bring me like a 40-pound bag. They're just like, hey, I got a new bag, you drop it off. And they feed out of the bag. So it's no big deal. And I'm like, cool. And they're here for like 2 nights. I got a 40-pound bag. I'm like, cool, no problem. I'd rather have that than have 2 scoops of food for the 2 meals, and then something happens and now I don't have more food for you, which is what's gonna happen with this dog. So yeah, that's always so much fun. But yeah, went ahead from there, got a few things done around the house, nothing too major. Decided I was going to start selling off some stocks to fund the building, the new shop I'm building. Hopefully I can get it done. Who knows? I'm maybe a little ahead of the game of selling off stocks because there's a chance that the city's gonna throw a freaking monkey wrench in it and won't allow me to have the building I need or want. I guess it's probably a better word than need, but yeah, so we'll go with that. But yeah, went ahead and basically, so I was trying back and forth, like, do I sell off some of my more profitable ones and just take profits off them? Because I could literally just take profit off of Tesla and pay for half my building. I could pull 25 grand off of Tesla profits alone. But in order to do that, I gotta sell a bunch of stock, because I can just like, I still gotta give up some of my shares to make that happen. And I'm not sure I want to do that, because then what happens is, coming later down into here is the fact of once I sell them off, then I lose opportunity for more growth in Tesla. So, but I decided instead what I was going to do is go through and basically reevaluate every single stock I bought. And some of them I think are just in a current downturn at the moment, which kind of sucks, because normally I would never sell at a downturn. I would at least get back to even. But if I wouldn't buy it today for that price, I'm selling it. So went through and sold off a ton of shit. Like, I sold off a bunch of stuff. Sold some stuff that I was kind of just mediocre with, and sold down. I kept like 1 share of each, so I would still remember kind of what I had, and then be able to find it again easier to make me, look to see if it's worth buying when I start throwing money back in every month. So, but yeah, I went ahead and unloaded all my underperformers and just got rid of stuff. Like, again, if it isn't worth buying today, I'm not going to keep it today. So dumped off a ton of stuff, and then I had, I don't know how much I had, probably 12,000 or so of that I got rid of. That was mediocre performance at the best. Some of them are up and I still sold them, but I think they're now overvalued and they're not going to see any real growth in the next year or two. So at that point, why keep them either? So some of the stuff I sold was 187% up from when I bought it, which is great, but I gotta pay tax on that money. And 2, I don't see them going up any farther. I think they're kind of at an inflated amount at the moment. So, and some of that was happening, but went ahead and got rid of a bunch of stuff. So unloaded a ton, and I had probably about half of what I needed. So I did the math, figured I needed to sell 34 more shares of Tesla, and went ahead and put the order in to sell them. Actually, because Tesla was making a little tiny run up this morning, I put it in a few bucks ahead of where it was, and thought, well, if it hits that, then I'll sell it out there. Then I watched it, I'm like, I don't know, my gut just said, you're trying to chase, let's say you're trying to get $2 extra out of these shares for $34, so I'm 68 bucks, and there's a chance it could drop down. I could lose $68, so I said, screw it. I just sold stuff off, marked it out, and just sold off my 34 shares. And then throughout the rest of the day, watched Tesla go down. Didn't go down a lot, but went down a little bit. And ironically enough, I ended up my Tesla stock I sold at virtually $100 more than I paid per share on average. Now, I don't know when it comes to taxes if it'll count my early stuff at like 118. Yeah, so I bought it at 120. That's now selling for 340. If I'm going to pay tax on $220 increase in profit, or if they'll pull the ones I bought that were closer to $300 that now selling for 344. I don't know where I'm at. So that's something for my account to worry about later, and not my concern right now. But average purchase price was 244 of my 250 shares, whatever I have, and sold off 34 shares. And basically, so I figure if you average it out, I made $3,400 profit on those alone. So that was a nice little day there. So that worked out well for me. But I got my 25,000, and it's basically pending, so you can't withdraw the day you sell stocks. It usually takes one business day to make sure the sales actually went through, and so on and so forth, which I understand. So went ahead and did that, but I had a little bit of selling cash that just was like $16 left that I hadn't bought anything with. There was no shares I wanted for $16. So it has been sitting there. So I thought, well, I'm going to just do a test run also. Withdrew $15, threw it into my bank account, verified that it went in, make sure the bank account hasn't changed, that the right number's still the same, all that kind of stuff. So got that ordered out, and it can take a business day or two, sometimes 3, to have it show up in the account. And once my wife pulls that up and sees that $15 hit, then I'll make an order to do the other 25 grand, which will be ready by tomorrow morning most of the time. Usually by opening the next day, my monies are ready to withdraw. So it feels weird because normally in the past, I only buy stocks. I rarely ever sell stocks. And if I do sell something, I rebuy other stocks so the money stays in the account. I only sell stocks. Like when I bought my very first house decades ago, I sold off all my stocks and my 401k, all that junk, and then bought a house. Then same thing with this one. I sold off all my stocks in order to buy a house that the sellers backed out on me. So we lost that inspection fees and all that kind of junk. We lost a lot of stuff, but I already had the money out of the market at that point. I was like, well, shit, that sucked. So said to hell with it, and then put it back in again, and then decided to buy the house right now, so I sold it again. So that's basically, I just wipe the thing empty. I go back to zero. So this is the first time I'm only pulling like 25 grand out. So there's still going to be, well over $100,000 in there that I'm not needing to pull out. And it feels weird because, like I said, normally I would just dump everything across the board, just sell off every stock, go back to zero, and then deposit money back in and buy whatever stocks I think are good at that moment. So it felt weird deciding who and what to sell this time. Kind of felt like, I don't know, picking your least favorite kid, kind of scenario. So you're like, oh, I love them all the same. No, you don't. If there was a building on fire and you only save one, you know what kid you would save. If you got multiple kids, we all know. So, and that's how I felt about the Tesla stock, even though I was selling some of it and it had made me good profit. I'm 25 grand plus in profit off Tesla alone. I hated to sell it because I still think it's going to keep going up, especially over the next 10 years. It's going to definitely keep going up though. But I don't know what it's going to do the next 6 months. The next 6 months is what I need the money, and I'll worry about it if I can, because as of right now, having a garage / shop building, what do you want to call it, is more important to me than having Tesla shares, which is really weird for me to say. I hate saying that, but it makes me feel selfish and greedy to want this $50,000 garage. But I can't get about the fact that, most everybody I know in life has a truck that costs them more than 50 grand, and I'm trying to build a shop that will at least retain its value. Honestly, if I were going to sell a house or whatever, they'll give me a shop to go play in, set up some working tools again and stuff, and have a place to basically work on my own shit, to not get rained on all the time and not have to crawl around my back to do brakes and starters and that kind of stuff. It'll make life a whole lot easier. So yeah, that was a good chunk of my morning, is figuring out what I was selling and what I was getting rid of and stuff. That was kind of annoying a little bit, but overall it's just me and the dog hanging out, having a good time, taking care of all that stuff. And then went ahead about 3:30 or so, reached out to the guy that's building my garage and asked him if he heard from the city, because they're supposed to get back to me whether or not I had to be stuccoed on the front or not. And he said he hadn't heard nothing yet. He was going to have his daughter check, see if they sent an email, and then get back to me. And then I never heard from him again after that either. So who knows? But went ahead, decided to go get my run in. Went and got my run taken care of and got it. Basically got back from there. wife got home from work. She went by Wawa to get her dad a turkey sub or something. I don't know what he wanted. He wanted something from Wawa. So she had to run to Wawa and get him a sandwich. And got back, went ahead and we chatted. We talked a lot about her day, talked about selling the stocks and stuff, talked about all kinds of different things. And I asked her if she was still feeling scared about the whole garage thing. And she said, yes. I'm like, I can still stop it. Do you want me to stop this? And she goes, no, you've been wanting one for years. And I have been. It's been like, I wanted one since I moved down here. That was my goal with being stuck in a house, not traveling around the world in an RV. I wanted a shop, and I just couldn't ever get a shop the size I wanted and what I needed in the space that we had available for land. And I kept thinking, well, eventually we'll move out of town and get the dream shop kind of thing, but that hasn't happened yet either. So yeah, I went ahead and this best I can get for the space I have, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, hopefully he'll be good. Hopefully I'll be happy with it. Hopefully I won't screw up when I put it together. That's a big concern I have, is they're gonna screw something up. So, but yeah, went ahead from there, got a shower, reheated up the 2 leftover burgers we had, and toasted the buns this time, and had ourselves a nice little meal. Realized I was out of my Famous Dave's sweet and spicy pickles, and that made me sad. But I had a few left, but I realized I'm out now. So I had some leftover pickle juice, chucked in some hard-boiled eggs in there, and then made up 6 more hard-boiled eggs so I can have some to eat tomorrow. And my wife was talking about having like a egg peeling contest, who's faster. And I'm like, I said, we're going by speed or by quality, like not having big chunks out. And she goes, you gotta do both. I'm like, well, how do you do it? Like, is the chunk like the size of your thumbnail of egg missing? Is that like a 30-second penalty, or is that a 3-second penalty? And she's going, no, let's just go speed then. I go, okay. So she was peeling eggs, and I'm being silly, just being stupid. And I walked over and I grabbed one of the eggs, and she was getting ready. She got an egg, and I'm like, hey, ready? I didn't say set go, because we had agreed upon a bet price, but never actually bet. And I just smashed it on the counter, ripped it in half, and ate the yolk out of the middle. And I said, done, to the trash can. I'm like, I was way faster, and I got rid of the shell. And she was like, you wasted an egg. I'm like, I ate the yolk, it's fine. But a yolk is so dry in my mouth. I was like, oh, that's really gross. So, but yeah, we had to go a little laugh and chuckle on that one. But it's just silliness of absolute idiocracy. But overall, it wasn't too bad. Then I headed back outside, chilled out the dog, had myself a nice cigar, and had to break out my little electric blanket because the cold chill, went a cold front, I guess you call it, come down through, and we're getting our butt kicked right now. This was what should have been a hurricane. We're supposed to be getting rains and floods and hurricane winds that instead just turned into a cold front for us, and required me to break out the heating blanket. And it's just a little throw that I mostly just fold up over my feet, because my feet get cold way too easily, way too quick. So but yeah, that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.